Hey guys, you're watching the late night football show. And Aniket, we have a very debatable issue that I think has been going on for a long time, and that is refereeing decision. We have seen managers in past absolutely ridiculing some of the referees. I mean, as so some have been as gone as far as to say that this man should not referee this match, our match. And last night, if there was any night, was a perfect example for that, because I mean I saw back-to-back matches that has some of the worst refereeing, and one was with Manchester City and Brighton, and the other was with big, huge stake game between Chelsea and Leicester. I mean, I know you did not saw the see the Leicester one, but you saw the Man City one. So I would just like to ask you about the City one.
I think, yes, definitely. Yesterday, the refereeing was very bad. And even if you see the posts that have been floating around in the social media, everyone is accusing the referee to be not up to the mark. Because, first of all, I think they shouldn't take any game casually. Yesterday was a game that didn't matter to either of the teams. But I felt that somewhere referees were slacking off. The referee Stuart Atwell, he was slacking off a bit yesterday, not running in the pitch. If action is going somewhere on the pitch and he's standing somewhere else. He can't see what's happening and he's just giving decisions based on the crowd reaction and the
Yeah, I
opposition
mean,
reaction.
that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, did he was he influenced by the crowd? Because I mean, crowd was booing, or I mean, they were reacting with every decision and every pass of the game last night. Actually, which was a sight like, that I was happy to see. But I don't want referee to get influenced by it in such a way. And I thought he was getting influenced. And I mean, some of the decisions that I mean, even the VAR, like I mean, I don't know, the checking was not done properly. The game was going on, and we know it hardly 10% of time or 5% of time, if the match is just gone on and the VAR checking is going on, it never gets overturned. It never. I mean, I don't know when I saw the last time it got
It
overturned.
it only happens with Manchester United. After the final whistle, they get a penalty. But yeah, I don't know what's this deal with the VAR check, because if they are going to the VAR, that means it has to be a good check, because it can affect the outcome of the match. And back to back, now I think we are at the end of the season, so maybe referees are also I don't know, exhausted, that they don't want to officiate that better that they were doing at the beginning of the season. But VR check should be done better. Yesterday itself, it was a clear example. VR check was not done at all. The foul by Jahan Baksh on Gundogan, it was a clear red. It was a
It
knee
was,
high challenge.
yes. I mean, if there was a ever a clear red than that, I don't know, because when that happened, I was like, in my heart, in my mind, I was like 100% clear that that was going to be red, because I have seen so many challenges like that in the season, especially because we have been part of them, some of them, and I mean our players have
Mhm.
committed some, and our players have like gone through some of them, but always it has been a red. Even if the referee has not given it, the VAR has overturned it. I don't know what the hell wrong was yesterday, because it was such a bad challenge. It was a high leg which was coming down straight. He did not.
Running challenge
Yeah, there was
above
no
that.
contact with the ball and whatsoever. How in the hell that was not a red card? I mean,
Because the VAR didn't check it extensively. That was why it was not a red card. I don't even remember seeing a replay of that challenge more than once. I think when
yes,
Gundogan was down and he was trying to get up, that was the only time they played one replay, and that video of VAR checking possible red card offense, nothing was happening. So I don't know why VAR was so. I don't know who was officiating the VAR.
I, I
Even
was I
he
was
has to
guessing
be.
John Moss. I mean, I don't know if he was, but I would just like to put it out that he is one of the worst. I mean, uh,
He's not one of the, he's the worst referee I have seen. He is the worst. He never runs. That's, and this is what I expect a referee to run. First of all, there's a referee in Germany. I don't remember his name, but he runs all over the pitch. He's not yet that even young. He's a middle-aged referee, but
I
he runs.
remember
He
I remember
officiated
I
the
don't know which
Champions.
match was it, but I was it was
He
Jorginho.
he
No, it was in EPL only. I think it was
yeah,
Jorginho. No, the
Jorginho
referee was
running
running
faster than
faster than
Jorginho.
Jorginho. Who was that? I don't know, but I mean, get that guy.
But the ref I'm talking about, he looks a bit like Lewandowski, and he was a Champions League
I
referee
think I
too.
know what you're. I know the referee you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was also in some of the
The
semifinals.
reference that you just gave, Lewandowski. Yeah, I think I connected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he runs all over the pitch, even if he gets a decision wrong. But at least it's not by a
And
mile because
you
he's
are,
there to see the
yes,
action.
exactly. And he's always in control. I mean, that is one more thing that I want referee to be have in a match, to have control. And I think that the guy you are referring to, wow. See, I'm so smart, but no, in a way that he has always control over the match and the players. And I mean, you did not see the match with the Mike Dean, but you already know how he is. I saw
Hmm.
this match, and there was one incident that I was just so pissed that, as Pilegeta, he was supposed to go out because of substitution, and but he was just 5 to 10 meters near the touch line, but he chose to walk over the whole ground and go from that side. And it was essentially the last dying minute, and the match was at such a high stake, which we saw in the end what happened.
Hmm.
And
Obviously, it was a
and
high
I
stake
mean, how
match.
could you disrespect the referee in a way and get away with it? I mean, with just a yellow card. But I mean, obviously, I mean, I was so furious that he did not have control over that match. And just 5 minutes down the line, the whole fight broke out, and he was just standing there. And by the way, he did not give any player any card. The player whom he gave the card was the one who was sitting on the bench and who was forced to be in confrontation by the Chelsea players. He did not come out on his own. So I mean, he must he. I initially I thought he must have seen the video on the Instagram that we all saw Amate making fun of Chelsea, and he thought I should just give him the booking so that I don't know, I would get credit points and nobody would blame me. I mean, what the hell is going on? Do you remember when there was one crazy match against Chelsea that we played, and I don't know who the referee was in that match. I don't know if it was Mike Dean. He brandished out red cards to 2, 3 players of ours, the last time was even more worse than that. And there was not a single red card or yellow card.
This also shows how soft referees have become, because players, why did Aspilicueta do that, what he did?
Exactly.
Because he knew I'm not going to get faced by any dire consequence. Even if I do, I let's just waste my time, let's just waste time. I think referees have gone very soft right now, because, and first of all, I just want them to be accountable for the mistakes they do, because they do these mistakes on the ground. It's okay, it's not reversible what they do, but after the match has been finished, at least fine them for mistakes that have been done, something like that, because it happens in cricket. If umpire has consecutive mistakes in a match that affects the outcome, it eventually leads to a fine by the ICC. So maybe FA could do something like that, like fining the referees if someone. But what's the matter? Because referees are also an employee to FA, and if referees are making mistakes, that means that you have a bad employee. And what do you do with a bad employee? Either you suspend him or you fire him. In this case, you can fine him. And that would maybe affect the quality of referee. That could maybe actually get the referees to be a bit more sharp, because they know that, okay, this is strike one, two more strikes, and I can get
And
fined.
actually, it's a very good
Maybe
point,
something like that.
because we see that, refereeing. I know it's a very tough job. You have to make decisions on the way, and it's just that pressure. If especially with the fans, there's so much pressure that you can't, like, get a wrong call. So I mean, I get, and when you make and you do get wrong calls, there's death threats. I mean, I have seen documentaries of
Hmm.
Mark
Hmm. Hmm.
Lettenberg, when was one who
Even
came out.
even Mike Dean received.
Yeah,
Even Mike Dean
yeah,
received this
recently,
season.
recently, yeah. But if you introduce this fine system and all that, I mean, people know that the referees are also going to be, held accountable in a way, so they won't need to take things or do things that they think that
Hmm.
they should be doing.
Hmm.
So I mean, in a way, I
Hmm.
think it's a good decision on for both the parties, and I mean that will just make the game better, and I will think it will make the referees' life also better in a way, because I mean, I know they are under pressure, but it can't go on. The kind of incompetency. I mean, they are really protected by the organization.
I think that VAR also plays a very big role, because before VAR, the referee knew that, okay, if I get a decision wrong, it can severely affect the outcome. But now that they know that there's a VR, okay, linesman, if I don't see an offside and it results to a goal, and VR would check it. So there is that slack over there. So this fine system really it could be introduced. I don't see any flaws in this fine system as for now, but I know for a fact that FA or any other football association, they just try to protect the referees, and even managers are fined nowadays if they say something against the referee. We know that Mourinho, after a match, after a very bad refereeing match, he said that I cannot say anything or else I'll get into trouble. So this this is really bad what's happening right now in the especially in Premier League, because I've seen some Bundesliga match and the refereeing over there is really good. The quality of referees are very good. German referees, they are very strict and they have the control over the match. English referees, they do not. I think only Martin Atkinson is the only one who
I
probably has
even
some.
yeah, I think even I think I know I must there must be others, but I don't know their names. But I
Yeah,
believe
then
Martin Atkinson was the one who comes to mind. I think who is actually a good referee. I mean, in my eyes. So maybe
he
with
he
yes.
he has a authority, a sense of authority, and
Hmm.
referees need to have that authority if they
Exactly.
are controlling players, because there are 22 players and there's just one of him. So it's
Hmm.
very easy to be underwhelmed by the players and the fans. And yesterday it was a classic example how the referee
Hmm.
Stuart Atwell, he was underwhelmed by 8,000 fans and the 11 other players of Brighton.
Hmm.
So need strict referees and they need to be fined if they make a certain amount of mistakes.
So maybe I think if there is some fine system or anything like that is introduced, maybe we will see better refereeing in matches. But till then, we have to just live with this. I mean, I hopefully this does not affect the Champions League final, because then I would be severely mad. But yeah, thank you for coming on to the show, man.
Thank you, thank you.